Hi there, little ninja. How it's going? Today we're gonna talk about the third season of Castlevania here at the normal show. And it's the third season. I finally caught up to it, and I find that there's not enough people talking about it, so I decided, well, it's been a while since it's out, but hey, why not talk about it? Because frankly, it's one of the great shows on Netflix right now, and it got a very promising future. So what we learn is that Alucard is now alone and the titular castle of the series. And Sifa and Trevor Belmont are now on merry adventure. They're going to town. They fight monster all around the place. Monster that are, of course, night creature. They're still full of them in the countryside after the event of season 2. So they hunt some monster, then they arrive at the town with full of quirky character and potential intrigue, and they decide to let's settle down just a bit and see what's wrong with that place. So it's kind of weird because the scope of what happened for the two protagonists is quite small. It's become clear that most of the action for Sifa and Trevor Belmont will happen in that small village. Also, on the other end, we follow the misadventure of Hector and Isaac, which are, if you remember, Hector and Isaac were actually the two human servants of Dracula, who actually had very special set of skill that only human can do, and they got separated and they all ended up in pretty bad place. But Hector got the Hector got the worst of it. Hector got the worst of it, and it's quite of interesting what's happening to Hector. It's what's happening to Isaac is that you realize that Isaac is a very deep and complicated character that essentially tried to make sense of the world. He meet interesting people, he talk with them, he try to make sense of what is right, what is wrong, what is hell, what is heaven, what is religion, and it's quite... For that kind of action animated oriented series, they have some quite deep conversation, I must say. Not the deepest philosophical debate, but kind of interesting. So, beside Hector and Isaac, we meet a lot of other secondary characters that turn out to be quite interesting. I would even say more interesting than that Trevor and Silva in the third season. And now, what I truly love about the series, well, it's gorgeously animated. It's amazing animation, the fight scene, the action scene are incredible, but me personally what I like, the writing. It's quirky, it's dynamic, there's a lot of humor, even more than in the second season. There's a lot of joke, there's a lot of comment, there's a lot of quirky dialogue, and it's penned, I would say, by one of my favorite comic book author, Warren Ellis, who... He write this, Transpopolitan, which is a classic. And Warren Ellis he has a sense of setting up something and later there is a hilarious payoff or a disturbing payoff to a small piece of dialogue that you have heard 2 or 3 episodes before, and you turn out that what the dude actually say got a more sinister purpose. Sometimes there is brutal tone shift that some people will be taken aback by it, but personally I really enjoy the writing, and the writing are brought to life by some amazing, I like that word, amazing. I like that word. The voice acting is still continue to be quite good, quite stellar. In fact, Richard Armitage brings something to Trevor Belmont. He has this gruff, but not gravely, but gruff and jaded tone to Trevor that bring his personality to life. it truly brings something to Trevor Belmont. I couldn't conceive someone else with the voice. Richard Armitage, he was doing one of the leader of the Dwarf and Bilbo the Hobbit trilogy. Also, there's some of the new character are voiced by Jason Isaac, who is always a bit off and his dialogue, and Bill Nighy. Bill Nighy was an old British actor. I think he has played Satan or the Devil in some series, and he brings some quality to a character that is a washed-out magician who has seen some stuff in his life and is kind of disabused and disillusioned about life. And Bill Nighy brings that soft-spoken accent to that tragic character, and it's delightful. Also, that character called Saint Germain also got some of the best line in the season. There's also the dude who played Isaac, who also happened to have I think it's an Egyptian actor or something. He has a soothing voice, and he has the voice of a scholar, of a philosopher, of a guy who questioned the world around him, and he quite convey it. It's quite incredible. Some fun fact. Ta-da! You can end up in hell for really dubious reason. Very dubious reason. Hell is quite trippy. Also, demon can't dream, and they're quite pissed about that. Also, toilet paper is actually an Asian invention. It's probably something historical that he has transposed into the series. Now we're gonna talk about spoiler alert. Okay, wait a minute. The 3 last episodes are intense. There's a lot of stuff going on in the last 3 episodes. It's quite epic. And also, as epic goes, there is that boss fight. Those who have played Castlevania will recognize it when they see it. There's one of the most spectacular boss fight of Castlevania that has been transposed, and glorious animation, and that thing, the way it fights, the way it defends itself, the way it is created, it's quite, wow, it's a thing to behold. And it was crazy. I didn't see that coming. And it was like, hey, that thing was in Symphony of the Night. Of course, it's in Symphony of the Night, but I've heard it's like a recurrent boss fight in the Castlevania series. There is also a threesome that turned out badly, but very badly for everyone involved. Not as bad as the last threesome I had, which turned out even worse than this one. You know it when you see it. But oof. So as a conclusion, considering the scope, I think that season 3 of Castlevania, the Netflix animated series, quite an interesting setup for things to come. I think that that series was mostly about changing the status quo, establishing everyone and every pawn and the game that is about to come, and I think it's a great setup. It was small in scope, but I think it's gonna go on something way bigger for the next season, and I think they're setting up something quite epic. And well, let's hope the series get the success it deserves, and that we have at least 2 or 3 other seasons of that. That would be great. Alright guys, so this was the normal show, and that's the comfy candlelight lightning to finish it. That's kind of cute. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And if you want to have a discussion, who is your favorite character in the 3rd season or all the season of Castlevania, let's have some kind of discussion down there. Alright, see you. I love you all. And see you soon. Bye. Hey.